I'm Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different, and every breakup is different. Work with me, and you'll get professional help on your situation. Just click on the link in the description below, or go to my website, askcraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And today we're going to be talking about I'm scared my ex won't reach out. Okay, this is probably affecting just about everybody going through a breakup.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody is absolutely terrified that if I don't make contact, if I don't contact them, if I don't call them, if I don't stop by their work, go to their house, send them flowers, I'll never hear from them again.
Right.
Okay? Very common for everybody to feel this during a breakup. And I got a quick email that asked us about this topic, so I thought we'd talk about it today.
Good. Okay.
They said, "Hi Coach Craig, I have to be honest, never in my life did I think I would be looking up breakup videos online. However, I just got dumped by my boyfriend about 2 weeks ago. I have to admit, I am truly addicted to your channel. I watch you every day. You and Margaret are the only thing saving me."
Oh, I'm glad we're there.
Yeah, and we get that a lot.
Yeah.
"I have gone no contact about a week ago, and I'm absolutely terrified my ex will never reach out. Looking at your videos, I can see I made a lot of mistakes. I'm really depressed, and I'm going to sign up for a coaching in the next few weeks. Is it normal for me to feel this hopeless? I don't think I've ever been this scared in my entire life." Yes, I think it is very common to feel that hopeless. I think most people think their situation is hopeless. And it's really hard not to think your situation is hopeless when your ex has definitively said, "I'm ending this relationship and I'm not changing my mind." How do you not feel hopeless?
Right. Yeah. This person has just dumped you and devastated you. Yeah. And you want me to be hopeful?
Yeah. So yeah, it is really normal to have overwhelming amounts of anxiety, primal panic, where you just feel in this overwhelmed state of distress and terror, and everybody thinks they're never going to get a chance with their ex. Everybody's convinced, nope, mine's the one that's not reaching out.
Mine's the one that will never reach out.
As a matter of fact, I did a no contact success story video recently, and that guy was convinced he would never get his ex back.
Right.
And now they're back together again. So, you have to understand that a breakup is a process. And you don't understand the process, and your friends and your family don't understand the process. Okay? Because they have very little experience with it. And sometimes they have gone through breakups, but did they successfully get their ex back? Probably not. Because they probably did all of the mistakes that people tell you to do. So, you got to understand that your ex might not reach out right away.
Right.
And I wish I knew this years ago. Because when I was going through my breakups, every second of the day I would stare at my phone. Why haven't I heard from them? Where are they? Every single day felt like an eternity, where the only thing that mattered was if they contacted me.
Right.
So I wish I knew this is a process, and had someone had told me, okay, look, just because they don't reach out today doesn't mean you won't get them back. I would have been like, really? But it's been 3 weeks. Yeah, believe me, I see people get their situation turned around all the time. And it's very rare that your ex reaches out right away. Right? Because they made a decision. And they decided to go through breaking up with you, ending the relationship. They obviously put thought and time into it. They're not just going to say, I put all this time and energy and I felt like I needed to do this, and then quickly be like, no, I changed my mind.
No.
It just doesn't happen like that, unfortunately. If it did, we wouldn't be doing this because breakups would be so much easier, but they're not. They're confusing and they're overwhelming. So, understand, this is a process. They probably won't reach out right away. Okay? Now, as far as feeling scared, I don't think I've ever felt as scared as when I was going through my breakups.
Right.
Because losing somebody that you value is horrible.
Yes, it's awful. And it brings back any other losses you ever may have had, any insecurities you had when you were little. It brings back everything horrible that ever happened to you.
Yeah.
Right. And you feel alone with it because your ex is gone, the person you had confided in, and what are you going to do now?
And for me personally, I had a lot of attachment trauma when I was little.
Yeah.
My mom had massive amounts of anxiety.
Yeah.
She was a very, very anxious person, and it overwhelmed her.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my dad and my mom split up when I was less than 2 years old, the worst time that they could have split
That's
up.
right.
And so Margaret and I have processed this and talked about this many, many times over the years. As a matter of fact, you even had my dad in.
Yes, I did.
Several times.
Yes,
and
I did.
he lives in another states. So, because I told somebody today that you've done a coaching with before, I said, get your mom to do a coaching with you.
Yes.
I think you might know who I'm talking about.
Yes.
A young woman that's in California.
Yes, yes.
And so
Good idea.
Yeah, I think it would be great if she could do a coaching with you.
I learned early on as a therapist, when in doubt, invite in the parents. Anyone you can get. Either
Uh-huh.
one you can get.
Absolutely.
You usually find out what's going on very quickly that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And so I had massive amounts of trauma.
Yeah.
And that's why breakups have been so painful for me. And that's why I can relate to what you guys are going through. And understanding the massive amounts of anxiety and all the symptoms that go with it. And that's what really fueled my passion to figure this out, is because I had the trauma.
Right.
Had I not had the trauma, this wouldn't have been so interesting for me. It wouldn't have been so traumatic. And I wouldn't have worked so hard to figure this out.
So nobody else ever has to feel that way.
Yeah. And that's very often what we do.
Yes.
We choose a career to give somebody the thing that we wish we had gotten.
Yeah, we don't want to happen in any other family what happened in ours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's very normal to be that scared, and I was that scared. And every one of my breakups, I was that scared. Now, the thing that you have to remember, is that feelings do change. And my analogy is that feelings change like the clouds that move across the sky. Mm-hmm. And I know that it's true because...
For both men and women.
Yes, for both men and women.
Yes.
But men have a harder time, I think, understanding that.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So everybody's feelings change. But men, I think, need to understand women better. And they don't understand that a lot of times a woman is expressing how she's feeling in that moment. And men, I think, are more concrete. And we think they feel this way and they're going to feel it forever.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
No,
and they're very likely to feel differently in a couple of weeks or a couple of months.
And they don't just put you out of their head. None of us can do that. If we spend an amount of time with someone we're, to whatever degree, intimate with them, we're not going to just wipe them out of our memory and our head. Everybody's going to think about an ex.
You just don't.
You don't, no.
And
I remember the time we did this together. I remember the time we went to McDonald's at, 1 a.m. and, whatever.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I guarantee every one of my exes thinks about me whenever Star Wars comes out.
I'm sure they do.
And they're probably like, oh, another commercial. I can't take it. But little things like that would remind them of me, and so they couldn't help it.
Right.
And now there's a new one coming out every year, so even better, right?
And you want them to remember you. Right.
You're not going to forget me. The other thing that everybody is always convinced about, and it's good to share this again, is every one of you is convinced my ex is stubborn.
And will never, ever think of me again.
Mine is the one that won't do it. I know it. I'm convinced, Craig, you're wrong. Margaret, you're wrong.
And will never reach out to us.
Yep. And then they do. And so you've got to keep that in mind. Just because they don't reach out today or tomorrow or a week from now
No.
doesn't mean that you're not in the back of their mind, doesn't mean that they haven't thought, maybe I'm making a mistake, or, you know, that the grass wasn't greener on the other side, and they start to think, oh, you know, this person really was great in a lot of different ways.
And now that I've met Sally Sue over here, who's pretty grumpy most of the time, you're looking real good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we just wanted to talk about that because we know how scary it is to feel like your ex won't reach out.
And how final it feels.
Yes,
Yeah.
it really does. But very rarely is it a situation where you never hear from them again.
I mean, certainly it does happen. We all
Of
know
course.
that. But not often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not as often as I think everybody suspects.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay? So, hope that makes you feel a little bit better and calms you down a little bit, that chances are, even though you feel like your situation is hopeless, doesn't mean it is.
Also to remember, and we've said this recently, but it bears saying again, remember that you had a life before this relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And you functioned in the world, and you'll do so again, if that's how it happens, whether you go back with them or not.
And we're going to do whatever we can to give you as much information to help better yourself and put yourself in the best position to be happy and successful again.
Right.
Right?
And work on, when there's nothing else you can do, work on yourself.
Always work on yourself.
Always, yes.
Absolutely the best thing you can ever do.
It's a lifelong job.
It's the best investment you can ever do.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So, when you want to get our help personally, just go to my website, askcraig.net, sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I do Skype coaching, I do email coaching, and if you got to get with me right away, I do offer emergency Skype coaching. Margaret is also available for Skype coaching.
Feel free to sign up. I'd love to hear from you.
Absolutely. You just click on Margaret on the top of my website to schedule with her. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And we will talk with you soon.
Hi, I'm Coach Margaret, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist with 35 years experience. Every relationship is different and every breakup is different. Work with me to get professional help on your situation. Go to askcraig.net to sign up for a personal coaching with me.